I am standing in what used to be our house, but now it is just mine. 8 years of marriage to Jessica gone. I remember our small backyard barbecues. Her laugh when I burned the steaks. Every single time. I thought I knew her better than anyone. We had built something real. Or so I believed. Until the day I found the hotel receipt in her coat pocket. February. Cold rain. A piece of paper that unraveled everything. What she did not know was that karma was just the beginning. I had my own plans. Before I tell you how this all unfolded, let me ask you something. Where are you watching this from? Drop your location in the comments below. And if you are ready to hear how someone can plan their revenge this carefully, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Trust me, what happened next will show you exactly how far consequences can reach when someone decides enough is enough. Let me take you back to where it all started. Life before that February evening felt normal. Good even. I worked as a software engineer in Seattle, pulling decent money, solving problems during the day, coming home to what I thought was a solid marriage. Jessica was 29, a marketing manager at a tech startup downtown. We had a townhouse in Capitol Hill, 2 rescue dogs named Pepper and Scout, and spent our weekends hiking the Cascades when the weather cooperated. I trusted her completely. I was never the suspicious type. Never checked her phone, never questioned where she went. We were partners. That is what I believed. Looking back now, I can see the signs I ignored. The last few months before everything fell apart, Jessica started working late more often. She got a new gym membership, suddenly interested in fitness after years of saying she hated exercise. She changed her phone password. When I asked why, she said it was for work security. I accepted that answer because I wanted to. I thought maybe she was stressed about a promotion she mentioned. I gave her space. The night I found out the rain was coming down hard. One of those Seattle nights where the cold seeps into your bones. Jessica asked me to grab her coat from the closet because she needed her car keys. Simple request. I reached into the pocket and felt paper. A receipt. Fairmont Olympic Hotel. 2 nights. 3 weeks earlier. I stared at it, my brain trying to make sense of what I was seeing. She told me she was at a marketing conference in Portland those nights. Stayed with her colleague Amanda. That is what she said. My hands started shaking. I heard the shower running upstairs. Jessica was getting ready for bed. I walked to our home office, opened her laptop. The password was still saved from months ago. I pulled up our joint credit card statements. And there it was, a pattern I had been too trusting to notice. Expensive dinners at restaurants we never went to together. Flower deliveries to addresses I did not recognize. Hotel charges on nights she claimed she was traveling for work. My chest felt tight. The room started spinning. When she came downstairs in her pajamas, hair wet, I was sitting at the kitchen table with the laptop open and the receipt in front of me. She saw my face and froze. I asked her one question. What is this? She tried the denial first. You are being paranoid, Isaiah. That receipt is from a client meeting. We had to book rooms for the whole team. But I showed her the credit card statement, the dates, the amounts. Her face went pale. The color just drained right out. The argument that followed was short. She knew I had her. Finally, she admitted it. His name was Marcus, a colleague from her company. It started 6 months ago, at a company retreat in San Diego. She used the words that every betrayed partner hears. It just happened. It meant nothing. Please, I am so sorry. I will do anything. But when I asked her if she loved him, she went silent. That silence told me everything I needed to know. I told her to sleep in the guest room. I needed time to think. She cried, reached for my hand. I pulled away. The days after that were a blur. I could not sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw them together. I could not eat. Food tasted like nothing. I went to work, but I could not focus on code. My best friend Tyler, who worked in the same building, noticed something was wrong. Over lunch, I told him everything. He was furious. Not at me, but for me. He gave me advice I will never forget. Document everything. Get a lawyer. Protect yourself. Do not let her play the victim here. So that is what I did. I started gathering evidence. Screenshots of the credit card charges, bank statements showing money pulled from our joint savings. I found emails on her laptop that she forgot to delete. Messages between her and Marcus that made my stomach turn. The affair was not 6 months old. It had been going on for over a year. She used our joint savings for hotel rooms, gifts for him. I added it all up. $15,000. Money we were supposed to be saving for a down payment on a real house. Jessica tried to apologize every day. Long text messages about how we could go to counseling, how she would do anything to fix this. But I stayed cold, calculating. I made my decision. I wanted a divorce. But more than that, I wanted her to face real consequences. 2 weeks after I confronted her, Jessica came home from work, crying harder than I had ever seen. Marcus broke up with her. His wife found out about the affair, and it turned out Marcus's wife worked at the same company. She reported both of them to Human Resources. Company policy was strict about workplace relationships, especially affairs. Jessica got suspended pending investigation. She panicked, came to me desperate. "I am going to lose my job, Isaiah. Please, you have to help me. Tell them we are working things out. Tell them it is over." I looked at her and felt absolutely nothing. "You made your choice," I said. "This is your consequence." But she kept trying. She told me it was over with Marcus, that she chose me, that she always loved me. I told her it was too late. The next week, her company fired her. Violation of ethics policy. She spiraled after that. I watched her fall apart. Constant crying. She started drinking wine alone in the guest room. Stopped showering regularly. I stayed cold. I kept gathering evidence for the divorce. One afternoon while she was out, probably at her parents' house begging for sympathy, I went through her laptop again. I found more emails, more messages. The affair started even longer ago than she admitted. Over a year. Maybe closer to 15 months. But what really made my blood boil was the tone of the messages. She mocked me, called me clueless, said I worked all day and did not even notice what was happening. Marcus replied calling me a sucker. Easy money from the sucker, he wrote. They were laughing at me. I printed everything, every message, every receipt, every bank statement. I took it all to a divorce attorney the next day. A sharp woman named Patricia, who had a reputation for winning. She looked through the evidence and smiled. "With this, you will get everything," she said. Adultery. Financial infidelity. She does not have a leg to stand on. I felt a grim satisfaction. But it was not enough. I wanted more than just a favorable divorce. I wanted justice. I started thinking about Jessica's situation. She lost her job. Her reputation was damaged. Friends who knew the truth sided with me. She was isolated. But she still had support from her parents. They were wealthy. Old Seattle money. She still had her own savings account. An inheritance from her grandmother. $20,000. And her parents had connections. She would find another job eventually. She would land on her feet. That thought bothered me. She would be fine. After destroying 8 years of my life, she would eventually be fine. I met Tyler at a brewery near the waterfront one evening. We sat outside, even though it was cold. I needed the air. I told him what I was thinking. He looked at me seriously. "What are you planning, man?" I told him I wanted her to understand the full weight of what she destroyed. Not just lose a job, not just lose a marriage. I wanted complete consequences. Tyler did not try to talk me out of it. He just said, "Be smart about it. Do not do anything illegal." I assured him I would not. Everything I planned was perfectly legal. I started playing a part. I softened toward Jessica slightly. Told her maybe we could talk about counseling. Her hope returned immediately. She thought she had a chance to save the marriage. Meanwhile, I was working behind the scenes. I moved money from our joint accounts into a separate account. Everything documented. Everything legal. My attorney approved every step. I changed beneficiaries on insurance policies, documented every asset we owned. And then I filed for divorce. Fault grounds, adultery and financial infidelity. I had the papers served to her at her parents' house where she had been staying most nights. She called me hysterical. How could you do this? How could you be so cruel? I stayed calm. You did this, Jessica. Now you face it. Every action has consequences. You taught me that. The court date was set for 3 months out. During that time, Jessica tried negotiating. She wanted to split everything 50-50. She wanted to keep the house. I refused everything. You stole from me, I told her attorney. You lied to me for over a year. You get nothing. Her lawyer argued for alimony, argued for equitable distribution of assets. But my attorney had all the evidence. The affair, the stolen money, the emails where she mocked me. When we finally got to court, the judge was clearly sympathetic to my side. Jessica tried playing the victim, claimed emotional distress, said she made mistakes but deserved compassion. I testified calmly. Factually, I let the evidence speak. Bank statements, hotel receipts, the messages where she called me a sucker. The judge ruled in my favor on almost everything. The house went to me. She had to repay the $15,000 she stole. No alimony. She kept her inheritance and her personal belongings. That was it. Jessica looked devastated in the courtroom. Her parents sat behind her, shocked at how badly things went. I walked out feeling satisfied. But a week after the divorce was finalized, I got an unexpected phone call. A woman named Lauren. She introduced herself as Marcus's ex-wife. She wanted to meet for coffee, said she had information I would want to know. We met at a downtown cafe on a gray afternoon. Lauren was kind, clearly hurt by what Marcus did to her, but she was also angry. She showed me documents, business proposals, lease agreements for office space in Portland. She explained that Marcus and Jessica had been planning to run away together. They were going to start a business, a marketing consultancy. They planned to use money they each stole from their spouses to fund it. Marcus took $70,000 from Lauren's trust fund before she discovered the affair and froze her accounts. I stared at the documents. Jessica did not just cheat because she fell in love. She did not cheat because of passion. This was calculated. A plan to betray me, take my money, and start a new life with someone else. It was never about love. It was about money and escape. Lauren was suing Marcus for everything. She was getting her money back and then some. She wanted me to know what they planned. I thanked her. My mind was already working. Jessica's inheritance was her safety net, $20,000. She was planning to use it to move to California. Her parents were helping her find an apartment in San Francisco. A fresh start. But I remembered something. 2 years ago, Jessica borrowed $10,000 from me. She said it was for emergency car repairs. Her car broke down, and she needed it fixed immediately. I transferred the money to her account. She said she would pay me back, but then laughed it off. We are married, she said. What is mine is yours. What is yours is mine. But I had kept the text messages where she promised to repay me. I had a written agreement. She signed it casually, not thinking I would ever use it. I called my attorney. Can I pursue a civil suit for loan repayment? She looked at the messages. The agreement. Absolutely, she said. You have a signed promissory note. She never repaid the loan. You are within your rights. I filed the suit the same week Jessica was packing to move to California. She could not believe it. She called me screaming, "Are you serious, Isaiah? After everything you are suing me for $10,000. I stayed calm. You wanted to play games with money, Jessica. You stole from me. You planned to run away with my savings. Now finish the game. Pay back what you owe." The court date was set. She could not leave the state during the proceedings. Her move to California was delayed. Her parents were furious. They tried calling me. I blocked them. In small claims court, the judge ruled in my favor. Jessica had to pay back the $10,000 plus interest and court fees. That plus the $15,000 from the divorce settlement left her inheritance severely depleted. She had roughly $3,000 left. No job. Damaged reputation. No money. She had to move into a tiny studio apartment in a rough neighborhood. Her parents cut her off financially. They were ashamed of her behavior. Ashamed that she got caught. Ashamed that she lost everything. I saw her once after that. I was at the grocery store buying food for the dogs. She was in the produce section looking thin and tired. She saw me and froze. Tried to say something. I walked past her without acknowledging she existed. Later that night, Tyler came over with pizza. We sat on the couch watching a game. He high-fived me. "You did it, man. You actually did it." I nodded. She thought karma was bad. I just made sure it was complete. The first few weeks after the final court victory felt strange. I got everything I wanted. Justice. Revenge. She faced consequences for what she did. But I still felt hollow. Empty. The marriage I believed in was a lie. 8 years felt wasted. The nights alone in the house were quiet. Too quiet. Pepper and Scout stayed close to me like they could sense my sadness. Tyler checked in regularly. He would text me every few days. "How are you holding up?" I tried to be honest. "I won," I told him. "But I do not feel victorious. I just feel tired." I started going to therapy. I needed help processing everything. The betrayal. My own actions. The obsession with revenge. My therapist was patient. She helped me understand that my response was about control. When everything felt out of control, I took control the only way I knew how. Legally, financially. She did not say I was wrong to protect myself, but she pointed out that my obsession with Jessica's downfall kept me attached to the pain. As long as I was focused on her suffering, I could not heal. That hit me hard. I started trying to let go. I threw out everything that reminded me of Jessica. Photos. Gifts. Her favorite coffee mug she left behind. I repainted the bedroom. Changed the furniture layout. Made the house mine. I started hiking again, this time alone. Just me in the mountains. I found peace in the silence. The rhythm of my boots on the trail. The sound of wind through the trees. I reconnected with old friends I had neglected during the marriage. Started saying yes to invitations I used to turn down. Tyler introduced me to a recreational sports league. I joined a softball team, made new friends who knew nothing about my past. It was refreshing to just be myself, not the guy whose wife cheated, just Isaiah. After 6 months, I started dating casually. Nothing serious. Just coffee dates and dinners. Relearning how to trust someone. It was hard. Every time someone was late replying to a text, my mind went to dark places. But I kept trying. One morning at the dog park, I met someone named Amy. She had a rescue dog too, a golden retriever mix named Sunny. We started talking about our dogs. She was kind, easy to talk to. We exchanged numbers. Started getting coffee on weekends. No pressure, no expectations, just easy conversation. I realized healing was not linear. Some days I still felt angry. Some days I wanted to check if Jessica was okay. But the intensity was fading. Time was doing its work. 1 year after the divorce, I saw Jessica at the mall. I was buying new running shoes. She was coming out of a coffee shop. She looked different. Thinner. Tired. But also somehow lighter. She was with someone. A guy. Casual date from the looks of it. They were both laughing about something. She saw me and stopped. The guy noticed and looked confused. Jessica said something to him. He nodded and walked ahead. She approached me slowly. "Isaiah, can we talk for just a minute?" I hesitated, but I agreed. We stepped to the side out of the flow of people. She took a deep breath. "I destroyed us," she said. "I was selfish and cruel. You did not deserve any of it. What I did to you was unforgivable. I am not asking for forgiveness. I just wanted you to know I understand now. What I threw away. No excuses this time. Just accountability. I am in therapy now, trying to be better, trying to understand why I did what I did. I nodded. I hope you find what you are looking for, I said. She asked me one more question. Are you happy I thought about it? About the house that finally felt like mine. About Pepper and Scout sleeping on the couch. About Amy and our easy Sunday mornings. About the anger that used to consume me but now felt distant. I am getting there, I told her. We parted ways after that. No drama. No yelling. Just closure. That encounter made me realize something important. Holding on to anger was its own kind of prison. She was living her consequences. I did not need to monitor it anymore. My healing was not dependent on her suffering. The final bomb I dropped gave me justice. It protected me financially. It made sure she could not just walk away unscathed. But forgiveness, real forgiveness, gave me freedom. Not forgiveness for her sake, but for mine. I learned that betrayal reveals character, both hers and mine. I could have just walked away quietly, filed for divorce and moved on. But I chose to fight, to make sure she faced every consequence. I have no regrets about standing up for myself, about protecting what was mine. But I also learned that revenge has limits. It can give you satisfaction in the moment, but it cannot heal the wound. Only time and letting go can do that. What mattered now was building a new life, a life based on self-respect, on boundaries, on not accepting betrayal just because it is easier than fighting back. I protected myself legally. That was right. But if I had stayed in that place of bitterness, dwelling on her downfall forever, that would have been wrong. At some point, you have to choose peace over payback. Sometimes people ask me if I would do anything differently. Honestly, I do not know. She got what she deserved. Karma, plus my help. The affair cost her job, her money, her reputation, her marriage. Everything. But the real victory was not watching her fall. It was realizing I did not need to watch anymore. I could just walk away and be free. Maybe that is the real final bomb. The one you drop on your own anger, letting it explode into nothing so you can finally breathe again. So let me ask you, have you ever been betrayed by someone you trusted completely? How did you handle it? Did you fight back or walk away quietly? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear your stories. And if this story resonated with you, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Share this with someone who needs to hear that standing up for yourself is not wrong. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it helps someone out there who is going through something similar. Remember, healing takes time, but you will get there. Take care of yourselves.